Okay, why the hell was he even in contention for a head coaching job, Skip?
Mm-hmm.
For me, second question, what's in it for Coach Belichick? So you mean to tell me there's a possibility that Bill Belichick in a year or two might leave and go somewhere else, but he's going to tell somebody all his secrets? What chef you know is going to give his apprentice all the secrets but I'm going to go open up another shop. Now, if he wants to keep the shop open and wants to keep it going, yeah, you pass along that. But you're not going to open another restaurant, Skip, and give somebody that you left behind all your secrets and all your recipes. Of course not. So what's in it for Coach Belichick? Clearly, something is in it that's very good. Does he bump to the front office? Does he become the VP of operation? Does he all of a sudden now do all the shopping for the grocery and Josh McDaniels does all the cooking? Is that where we're going? Could be possibly. He could be the next Pat Riley. Remember, Pat Riley was a coach, and he bumped it up to the front office. Then he wanted to win a championship with Stan Van Gundy's team. Fired Stan. Oh, Stan wanted to take some time away and be with his family. Kicked Stan Van Gundy to the curb, won him a title, go back upstairs, had great success. My thing is, it's just hard for me to believe. It's like me going to class. You know what? Say, you know what? Teacher say, you know what, Shannon? This last 2 weeks of this semester, I'm going to teach you. What the hell you been doing the whole while I've been in here? And me, that's like, okay, the last 2 weeks, I'm going to learn something. I've been there all this time. You're not teaching me, and I'm not learning. For real? Come on. Look, I'm not saying that Coach Belichick didn't say this. I'm not saying that he did. But it strikes me as odd that he says, I'm going to open my world to you, and then all of a sudden he might leave and go somewhere else. There's something in it for Bill. That's how he operates. We know this. And he's already given him something. Josh McDaniels took the spine secrets right to Denver.
He did.
That's how he got busted. So you talking about, oh, all of a sudden. So how would he know that, Skip? How would Josh McDaniels know about taping up practices if he didn't get that information from somebody?
Chip off the old block.
So now all of a sudden, he's going to be teaching you all along. That's how you took those dirty secrets. That's why after every victory you had, new pictures went up on the wall, because that's what the Patriots do.
I'll go one step further. I find this whole concept laughable. It harks back to what you found laughable, which was the statement that followed the ESPN article that was the joint three-way statement, Kraft, Brady, Belichick.
More united.
We're all in this together, and we don't know of any problems. What problems? But then Robert Kraft admitted, oh, we got to get our egos in check. And then he admitted there is tension, not dysfunction, but tension. Interesting. So, am I to believe that Bill Belichick is going to willingly teach Josh McDaniels how to replace Bill Belichick? I'm sorry, I don't see that. I know how Bill Belichick is built, and he's not built that way. Did I expect Brett Favre to teach Aaron Rodgers how to replace Brett Favre? I did not, because that's not how Brett Favre is built.
Joe Montana
to Steve Young, not how Joe was built. They're ultra competitive. They're, you know, there's a part of them that's kind of
you're trying to replace me, bro. Why am I going to train? It's like, you know, when somebody takes over a corporation and they're going to get rid of the staff and they say, okay, you train them.
Right.
I ain't training it.
There's a side of Brett Favre and Joe Montana, I'm trying to put this nicely, that's not nice. They have not nice sides to them, and they're like, hell with that. You know, no, I'm not going to do that. Some quarterbacks will teach they're good guys and they're all in it for the team, and they really are. You've seen true blue guys like that.
Yes, but those guys, I'm sure, absolutely certain that Tom Brady was closer with Brian Hoyer, Rohan Davey, Ryan Mallett.
No doubt. No threat.
But Jimmy G.
No threat. No. Although they seem to be okay, but do I think Tom Brady gave him the house secrets? I do not. No.
I take it one step. I was with John Elway for 9 years, 10 years. That was 10 years. And he and Gary Kubiak were like this.
Perfect relationship.
They drafted Tommy Maddox in the first round in 92. John Elway and Tommy Maddox wasn't like this.
Got it. Okay, so back to this. Unless you can tell me that the succession that is now in place is that Bill Belichick, after next year, will be the GM of the Patriots, then I'll buy this. If that's what we're talking about. but that had to be either ordered or agreed upon by the man who owns and operates the Patriots in the end, and that's Robert Kraft.
Correct.
So somehow this was ordered from above. Somehow either Robert Kraft said, you will mentor him, you will tell him at least that you're going to mentor him, or it could be one of those edicts, either you do this or you're gone. Because I think after that Super Bowl, emotions were raw. His defense gave up 41. It was kind of inexplicable why he didn't play Malcolm Butler for all 4 quarters.
It was inexplicable how he was at a basketball game on Thursday night.
That's a good one. Bingo. Touche. And I just can't believe, I know Tommy wasn't happy about this, the son of Robert Kraft, but I can bet you that the owner, Robert Kraft, and his real son, Jonathan, I don't think they were real happy about Bill Belichick's performance in this Super Bowl and during Super Bowl week. So there had to be some mandate. And as we talked about, Bill Belichick got ordered to do something for the first time in his 18 years of running the football operation, and that was you will trade Jimmy Garoppolo at the deadline.
Correct.
And he basically gave him away to a young coach that he loves in Kyle Shanahan. Okay? So now my instinct tells me Bill Belichick is somehow on the way out. It could be of his own volition. He could be threatening already. I'll just walk away if that's what you're going to do.
But here's my thing, Skip. Why not Romeo Crennel, who was with Bill when he was with the Giants? Mm-hmm. Why not Charlie Weiss, who was with him with the Giants? Why not Bill O'Brien? Why now? Now, we heard nothing about the succession plan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We heard nothing about nothing. Everything was pristine. Everybody was happy. Seth Wickersham writes this article. We go from he writing the article to them shooting it down to Mr. Kraft says, I'd like to keep this thing going, but we got to get egos in check.
Yep.
We're not dysfunctional, but there is tension to now there's a succession plan. How do we get in a month? How do we go from that, everything is harmonious, to now I'm going to teach you everything we need to know in this time frame? Why now? Coach Belichick has never tried to sit down with any of his coaches. Sometimes coaches try to sit down when they got, trusted assistants. They sit down and say, look, just stay here. You're going to get promoted. You'll be defensive coordinator, blah, blah, blah. Why now? Because what Seth Wickersham reported was absolutely the gospel. They knew it.
Yep.
And it was about to, he said tension, but it was about to get dysfunctional.
It was. And maybe it teetered into dysfunctional.
Yes.
Yep. I agree with you. So in the end, I told you yesterday, I'm 60-40 that it's going to be sooner than later that he's going to be out. Do I think it could happen before next year? I wouldn't be shocked by that. The odds are he's one more year as a Patriot. But what has gone on behind the scenes? Well, he got ordered to do something here, to mentor Josh McDaniels because he's about to leave or because he's going to be the GM after next year.
And maybe Seth Wickersham was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
And that was a big iceberg. So maybe there's more to this than what Seth reported, but it was something. Because I don't need, listen, Skip, I'm not releasing no statement to refute anything if it's a lie.
Yeah.
We united. But then you said you united, and then the week after, you sitting down in the NFL Network says, I would like to keep this thing together if we get egos in check.
Yep, he said that. Yeah.
Okay.
So bottom line on Josh McDaniels, we both agreed. It was despicable what he did to Indianapolis. It was even worse. It was unconscionable what he did to at least 2 assistants who are now Indianapolis Colts coaches, and they're sort of stuck. They're going to stay.
But Buller said, we're going to honor.
Yeah.
They came. He said, we're going to do right by them.
Yeah.
Skip, think about this. Guys have already said now, they had already, moved. They got their families. We're going to Indy. There are other, I can assure you, Josh McDaniels has basically assembled a staff. There are probably some other guys that were coming towards their previous employer. What did they say? Well, okay, bro, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. So Tony Dungy said it's just indefensible what happened. I get that. And you said Josh McDaniels will never get another job as a head coach in coaching.
Unless it's New England.
Okay. So back to that. All that said, I agree with all the above, but just in a vacuum, if you compare job to job, Josh McDaniels made the right choice.
Absolutely.
He just did.
Yes.
For all the wrong reasons, he made by far the better choice.
He could have just stayed there. He could have just stayed. He just waited out.
Yeah. But he got some assurance, clearly, maybe not contractual, but some assurance that he's now in line to succeed.
Yeah, I agree.
It just sounds a little too genuine to me coming from New England. Really, that line, "I'm going to open my world to you," sounds like something out of Star Wars. It's like a supreme leader opening up to like Kylo Ren, like, "Join me." It's way too genuine.
Yeah.
Next up, it was an interesting 24 hours for Isaiah